Good morning, everyone. So welcome to our Teach and Engage Student Online with Google Classroom and Google Meet webinar session. So basically, for today's session, we're gonna discuss about Google Classroom and Google Meet, especially to help you to understand more about this app. So we just had a Mandarin session in the morning, just for information. So with the same type of content, if you join in from the previous session today, welcome you again and good to see you again. And if you are someone new here, welcome. Okay. So basically today we're gonna discuss about these two apps, and because during the MCO period, I'm pretty sure this app are basically new to a lot of you. Okay, you have probably heard of this app before, or some of you, you have actually heard of Google Classroom before, but never about Google Meet, or some is like you heard of both but never used before. So, and we've been receiving like a lot of requests, okay, a lot of questions regarding this app. That's why we decided to run some webinar session, just to teach and show you guys how to use this app, to cater to handle some sort of situation that you actually face in the classroom. And also at the same time, if you are parents here, okay, you're also welcome to join into this session, because you're gonna know more about how this app work, and probably you may be able to help your kids when they are using this app for their online learning. Okay, so a lot of people say hi to me and good morning. Hi, good morning, everybody. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Wayne Lim, and I'm a Google certified trainer and educator. So at the same time, um, I've been working as a consultant and educator, and a Google education trainer to train teachers on technologies for over 8 years now. That my specialization basically focuses on guiding teachers, guiding parents on how to use technology for the kids, and also basically to implement technologies into the school, to work with some big and small government agency across Asia Pacific, to provide my advices and views to help students, to help to create a better learning environment for students. Okay, so let's say today you have any question regarding G Suite for Education or Google for Education, please feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to answer you. All right, so let's start. And also, in the meanwhile, if some of your friends, whether they are parents or they are teachers, and they need to actually attend this session, they need to know about Google Classroom or Google Meet, please feel free to share this live, okay, this webinar to them. So first of all, we're gonna look at the challenges that we face as a teacher, or the challenges that we normally face in a school. Okay, especially during the MCO period, because things change, plan change. All of a sudden, we get stuck at home, and of course, recently we heard the news, we're going back to school in 2 weeks time, right? Yeah, that's kind of exciting. At the same time, it's kind of we are not sure. Okay, but not to worry. If I'm sure later on, after this session, it's still gonna be useful for you, for today, your knowledge that you gain in this webinar, because I believe things are not going to go back to as normal as previously. We're still gonna have some online classes and online learning at the same time while you're going to the school. Okay, so the challenges: first, setting up a class meeting and facilitating instruction virtually is basically um, the two main issues when we face during the MCO. So how can we do that? Okay, and that's why we have Google Meet here, that recently it got actually integrated into Google Classroom. All right, so facilitating instruction virtually. So what you can do is basically to give announcement in Google Classroom, for example. Okay, because um, it's quite hard to use group chat, even though like group chat is a good way to actually send out messages to give instructions to students. But over time it's just too hard, because you need to be able to keep track of all those information that you send out to the students, right? So Google Classroom is the place for you to use it. Okay, and assessing your student, remotely engage student in the lesson, like classroom management. These are the issues that we've been facing. Okay, and that we're gonna discuss um, about it today. And of course we're gonna learn about what can you do and what type of solution can you have with this tool, okay, to overcome this. And of course, like, it's hard for you to meet all the needs of all learners. Like, you have all types of students, like different levels within one class. Okay, so for example, like some of the student, they it's okay, it's entirely fine for them to just listen to you via like your video conferencing way of actually teaching them. But some of them, they are not so good at like following a video, so probably they need some subtitle, which you can actually use the caption, okay, feature in your Google Meet, so to actually overcome that problem. Because if they are actually hearing, if they are actually having some problem like listening like to the conversation, like they cannot follow some fast conversation, they can always read the subtitle. But of course, we'll show you more later on and how to record an online class. So that's important, because you want to make sure you record everything, and you can actually reshare it later into your Google Classroom for those students who actually miss out your class, right? So preparing your student for online learning and also overcoming lack of internet access is also like one of the crucial point when it comes to like handling the online learning class. So because as we all know, like not everybody has the same privilege in terms of like having good internet connection. So some of the people, some of the students, they might have to kind of like they might not have internet at home, they might have to join into the class using the handphone with data. So we're going to go through everything, and we have a solution for you. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is basically we're going to look at a few of the new and upcoming updates of Google Meet and Google Classroom. So first of all, I'm pretty sure like most of you have this problem. So sometimes when you're running some online classes at home, or even just conference call, like you have this sort of problem, like you have family members, or not even family members, like sometimes it's external noise, that people opening doors, slamming the doors, or like you actually like have kids at home, and they are just like having fun, they're just enjoying the MCO while you're actually working, giving online classes. And there goes like some of the background noise, right? So if I want this session to be really interactive. If I say anything you agree, please, like, feel free to give me some response. Okay, so upcoming feature. So Google Meet's gonna be releasing this noise cancellation, which you can later on receive it, the update, and also you will see it in the settings. So basically, this noise cancellation is just like any other platform that they use the cloud-based AI, artificial intelligence, to actually remove all the background noise, filter out all the noises, and make sure that the main voice, which is your voice, will be the only voice that go through the video. Okay, and it's gonna be rolled out by phases from this week till like the end of July. So um, so probably we'll get it like within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, about this update, the noise cancellation. So by default, it's actually off. So sorry, by default it's actually on, so you can actually turn it off if you do not want it to filter out the noises. So next one, Google Meet in Gmail for mobile. So for those of you who actually use both Google Meet and Gmail on your mobile, I mean the app, I'm pretty sure you experience this, like you have somebody actually send a link, like a Google Meet link to you via email. When you click on it, it actually pops up like, okay, if you do not have a Google Meet uh, app, so it will ask you to download, or it will actually bring it to your Google Meet app if you have the app installed on your phone. So after this update is actually being rolled out from this week as well, so it would takes like 2 to 3 weeks. You need to update your app, so you no longer have to actually use two different apps. So everything will actually happen in the same app, so which gives you a kind of convenience. Okay, when it comes to this, like if you get a link when you want to join in, so you just have to do it everything within your Gmail app. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the some of the new and upcoming updates. And the next thing we're gonna do is basically to walk you through these two apps. Okay, and later on we're gonna handle some Q&A session, and of course, like along the way um, while I'm actually talking, while I'm actually showing you some demonstration of the app explanation, please feel free to ask any question in the comment section below. Okay, so let me just switch my tab. Okay. Okay, so and also like before I start, I'd like to share with you, like let's say if you're watching me on your mobile and you like to take a laptop and just log into your Google Classroom and Google Meet, please feel free to do so. Okay, um, grab a grab a laptop and go on your Google Classroom and follow the steps if you have anything that you want to try out, you want to do. Okay, so first of all, when you log into your Google Classroom, if you have been you have been a user of Google Classroom, you have been using Google Classroom for your online learning, you will feel very familiar. Like you see like the classes here when you logged in. And for those of you who are actually new here, okay, this is basically how it looks like when you log in, when you have classes created for your Google Classroom. So there's every little tile here, it represents one classroom. So all the students within the classroom, they are separated. Okay, so one class will not see the classroom of another class, or the pros or the students. Okay, so if you are new, you might want to actually create some new classrooms. So you can actually hit on the button, the plus button on the top right. Okay, once you hit it, you can actually join and create class. So we're not going to join class, but of course, like if you have a class code of other teacher, you can always join into the class by keying in the 6-digit alphabet, or combination of alphabet and digit class code. Okay, it's a 6 digit. Okay, so and we're not going to join class now, and we're going to see how do you actually create a class. So if I hit on create class, so this is basically what I can see. I can see 4 different columns that I would need to put in my class name. So of course, okay, so we just have to type in a class name. So for example, science 2A, that's a class. Okay, and you have section, and this is optional, and subject and room, so these are optional columns. So if you have those information, you can put it in. If you do not have it, not to worry about it. So and we hit create. Okay, so you have to wait like 5 seconds, and also depending on your internet connection, that it will actually decide like how much time it takes for you to create a class. Okay, so here we are in the class. now. And so first of all, if you're new here, or if you're not new here as well, so it's good for you to know, there are 4 different tabs in your Google Classroom. So these are the 4 main things that you need to know. Plus, one setting, button. Okay, so 4 plus 1. That's all you need to know about Google Classroom. And the first one we're going to go through is actually stream. So stream is basically like your social media newsfeed, okay, or your Facebook feed. So I'm pretty sure like most of you here, you are on like Facebook, Instagram, and you have your feed where you see your friends, where you see like people you follow, your friends who actually post something, share a picture, share a video. It's all showing on your newsfeeds, right? So it's the same thing here in Google Classroom under your stream. Just take it as that, as a newsfeed, okay? Everything you post here. Or if you allow your student to post something, it's gonna be shown here on the stream. All right, so you will see all the posts here, and of course, like on the top here, it will actually show you the name of the class and followed by the class code. So this is what I meant. So for somebody to join into your class, they require to have a valid class code, so you can actually share this code with them. So for example, okay, this is a new class. I would need some students to actually join into my class, so I can actually show them or send this class code to them. Sorry, right now is 7. Okay, you can get, sometimes you get 6, sometimes you get 7. So right now you get 7-digit over here. So you can actually send this link to the, sorry, this code to them, and they can actually join in now. So okay, I got a question here. Could we join the sample Google Classroom now? I believe you will not be able to join into my classroom because of the restriction that's set by Google. You can only you can join into the classroom within the same domain. Okay, so which means like you cannot join into classroom of like the teachers from other schools as well. So you can only join within your school. All right. So and then, yeah, we have a meet link here, so which we will cover it later. So right now, I do not have a meet link. So that's why it shows me like generate a meet link. Okay, so I'm going to do it later. Okay, we're just going to go through here. So what can you do on your stream? What can you post? Okay, that's only one thing you can post here, which is your announcement. Okay, and you can respond to your student post. So if your student actually posts anything, you can actually leave a comment and interact with them. All right, so let's try to post an announcement over here. So very simple. It's just like you post a status on your Facebook. So we're gonna share something with your class. Hey, students. Uh, oh, welcome back to the school. Yeah. So remember to wear your mask. Stay safe. Okay. For example, so I've got this um, I've got this message that I want to send it out, okay, as announcement. So what do I do next? So before I send out announcement, I have a few things to share with you guys. Um, you can make your announcement really fun by attaching some of the content on it. So for example, you have something on your Google Drive that you want to actually share out with your student, you can always like attach it from your Google Drive. So, or you like, during the MCO period, you actually discover some of our website that really interesting you want to share. You can always hit the link over here and add the link into your current post. Okay, or you can actually attach a file if you want to share anything. Okay, and YouTube. So in this case, we're gonna try out some YouTube video. So welcome back to the school. um, so I'm just giving it a try to see if I can actually find any video. Oh, there is like welcome back to school. um, I add a video here. Okay, just to make the announcement fun. So I know like students when they hear about um, like going back to the school and then after 2 weeks, I mean, you know, maybe they feel like it's less fun. But I'm sure they are looking forward to see the other classmates. So we make it fun. Um, while giving announcement at the same time, we attach a video here to welcome our student back to school, and then we can actually hit post. But before I post it, I have something to share. Okay, I can always schedule it for later. So let's say today I know that okay, it's Saturday, I'm free, and I know that next week I'm gonna be a little bit busy. So I want to schedule. I want to make sure that the right announcement go out at the right time. Okay, but I don't have time to do it next week, so I can schedule it for to be posted on next week. So I can actually schedule this announcement to be posted on Tuesday, which is the 7th of July, and at 8 a.m. Okay, so once I schedule it, it's gonna go into save announcement. As you can see on my screen, okay, I have one saved announcement. So when I click on save announcement, I can see there's one. Okay, there's one there. So but now um I decided to just post it now, so I don't want to schedule it. So I can click on this saved announcement, okay, and I just remove it by clicking this remove button. Okay, not this one, not the top one, but this one, the schedule for 7 July. Okay, you remove this and then you post it. Okay, and you hit post. All right, so I got my first announcement posted. Okay, right now students, they can see my post, and of course, like right now I don't have student in this class, so it's a new class. So if I had student, they can actually leave a comment just like Facebook. They can interact with each other, so that's gonna be fun. Okay, um, yeah, of course, like you can schedule as many announcement as you like. Okay, let's say you want to have some reminder to remind your student uh, to be safe, okay, to always wear a mask, to actually share some quick daily tips. For example, okay, you can schedule it for each every day for different kind of posts, and you don't have to do anything after scheduling it. And on the particular day, you'll be automatically being shared out by Google Classroom. So I look at it as a very convenient feature actually, because you just have to make sure like you just have to spend like an hour or two and do all the scheduling, and the next thing you know is like Google Classroom is doing the job for you. All right. So okay, let's see if you guys have any question. Okay. Okay, no question. A lot of people saying good morning. Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome. So for those of you who are new here, who just joining after we started, so welcome and good morning to you. And yeah, so let's go back. So on your stream, what else can you see on the left hand side? So it's very simple. Okay, it's only post, and on the left hand side, you get to see upcoming expert work. So basically when you assign an assignment, you will have to set like expiry date. So let's say if you have some upcoming work which is gonna be expired by this week, it's gonna be show up on your stream on the left hand side under this like upcoming work column. Okay, so yeah, so that's about stream, and let's move to classwork. Okay, so what does classwork do over here? So in here, I'm gonna switch it to my another class, which I actually have some student in it, so that it makes it real for everybody. Okay. Okay, so in my classwork here, classwork tab. So this is basically, obviously, is a tab um, for you to assign your assignment, for you to assign work to your students. So you, as you can see on the top here, you get to see a create button, which you get to create your assignment, quiz assignment, question, material, reuse your post, and also topic. So we're gonna go through it one by one. Okay, not to worry. And we have Meet here. So some of you, if you check your classwork tab now, you might not see this button, right? So I will tell you why later, okay? And then we have like Google Calendar, we have class drive folder, okay? So which all your classwork is gonna be saved within that folder. So let's go through it one by one. So let's do something. First of all, create an assignment. So if I hit on create assignment, so this is basically what I can see, and I would just create title, assignment 1, maybe essay 1. So how I spend my MCO. Okay, so I want my student to write an essay on how I spend my MCO, basically, okay, how they spend their MCO. So there is an instructions column which you can always like uh, write something for your student to actually follow, or you can just leave it blank if you have something written in your document which you're going to assign out to your student. So that's up to you, it's optional. So let's look at the attachment part. So same thing, if you notice there is a pattern, okay, within Google Classroom. What you can attach is basically all the same. So you can attach things from Google Drive. You can actually put a link over there. You can actually attach a file. You can upload a file from your computer, and you can actually share a YouTube link. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to attach a document because in order for my student to be able to submit an essay to me, I need to actually send them like a template. Okay, let's say I'm gonna just put this. Okay, I'm just gonna uh, maybe not. I'll just go back. I'll just create here. I'll just create a doc here because assuming that I don't have any document. So I just hit on create and I create a doc. Okay. And it will actually bring you to the next step, basically to open up a new tab, your document, so that you can actually do some editing, you can put in some instructions, you can actually do some formatting, you can actually set you can actually set a like title for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put essay 1 and my MCO. I'm just gonna put instructions. For example, okay, your essay should not be less than 200 words. All right, so I'm done. Okay, I'll go back here. Okay, and the next thing I need to do is basically I need to look at a permission. Okay, when I go back to my assignment screen, I click here and I can see different types of permission. So by default, okay, the permission will be set as the student can only view your document. So which is not a case that we actually want. Okay, we want them to be able to type, to do the work, okay, in the document. So should we choose this or this? So we will look at it. Okay, student can edit the file, the second option here. So this one basically it means, okay, if you hit this permission, basically all students, they'll be able to edit this particular document. So which means all students, your 40 students in one class, they will be writing the essay in one document. We do not want this to happen. We want all of them to have one copy of the document, just like how they have one copy of their paper. So we want Google Classroom to actually make a copy for us, just like photostat machines. Okay, so make a copy for each student is the one that you is a permission that you want to actually assign, so that every one of them, they get their own document, they write their own essay, they submit it to you. Okay, and then we have to set the settings. So we have like first of all, we have here, you can select a class. You can select more than one class. If let's say you have multiple class you want to assign your work to, okay, you can actually select many different class here. Okay, but in this case, I'm just gonna do it like send it to one class. Okay, and you can set a point. By default, it's actually 100. And then you, of course, you set a due date. Okay, I'm gonna set it 8th of July. You can set a time, okay, or not. It's optional. So I'm just gonna leave it blank. I'm just gonna set a date and topic here. So I always find topic very interesting and very useful because I use it to categorize the work that I send it out. I assign it out to my student. Okay, so from here I can actually create a topic. For example, I'm just gonna put it as essay, so I can categorize my work. So all essay is gonna fall into the essay topic. Okay, so or any way you like how it to work. So you like to use it any way you like to use it. So you can actually use it like as a feature for you to categorize all the work from chapter 4 into this topic. So um, let's say you send like 10 pieces of assignment out, okay, to the student under chapter 4. You can actually put them under this topic, chapter 4. So anyway you like it, as long as it works for you. So and then of course you can actually add rubric. Okay, but for today we're not going to go through into details for creating rubrics. So this is just for information. You can actually create rubrics. So and there is a feature here where you can actually prevent, or where you can actually detect, okay, plagiarism. So if you check this feature here, so basically let's say your student actually copies something from the internet, so they copy it from some web page. Okay, you'll be actually notified saying that, hey, when you're marking this uh, essay, so you'll be notified like, hey, this student, we detected that this student actually copied from this website. Okay, that's the feature if you check this, like the reports that you want to have. So and same thing, you can actually schedule the assignment for later. So some teachers that I know, that I've actually came across, so what they do is that they always pre-schedule the work, the assignment for next week, so a week ahead of their teaching, so that after they teach, the assignment will be automatically be sent out to the student, so it's convenient for them. Okay, so utilize the feature is really useful. So in this case, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to hit on assign button. Okay, and it's gonna take like a few seconds, again depending on your internet connection. Okay, so right now one more new topic, one more new category is created with a new assignment. Okay, I can actually click on this and look at it. I've assigned it to 2 students and none of them have actually handed in. Okay, once they hand it in, you will be able to see like the number here change. So let's say I have 1 student handed in, I will see 1 here and 1 still haven't handed in. Okay, so what you can do is that you can hit on assign, okay, and see who have actually handed in, and you can hit on their assignment, their document, and start to do the marking. So let's say if I go into this student, okay, this is how I can do my marking over here. All right, so yeah, you get to see like the instruction if it's your first marking document. Okay, you can always follow. There's no harm to try to actually look at the instructions over here. Okay, and you can see, okay, done. So basically this is the document. Okay, and right here you have your command bank. So what is this command bank about? So basically this command bank is something that you can create, okay? You can create to actually add your command that you use it the most into your command bank, so you don't have to keep typing the same thing over and over again. So let's say, okay, some teachers, they like to say well done, okay, when they say a great essay, they like to just give a comment well done, okay. Or some teachers, what they do is like they like to ask students to come and see them. Hey, okay, come to meet me. So I can actually create, okay, some of the preset, okay, comment in my command bank, and I can just hit the button, okay, well done, okay, you can copy it, I'll put it into the private comment. All right, so okay, and this is a private comment, so it wouldn't be shown to other students, so it's just one student, okay. And then you can set a mark, so based on 100 mark, that 100 points that you have actually set when you were assigning an assignment, yeah, you can actually set like 85, for example, okay. And then when you set a score, it would say like not written. So people wonder like, what is this not written? Not written means you have not actually returned it to your students, okay. You have not actually returned it to your student, and they haven't got notified about their points, their score. So you have to hit return so that they can actually receive it, okay. Then okay, now we're gonna go back to our tab here. So as you can see, when I update my marking, in my marking tab here, it's being automatically updated here, okay. So let's go back to the class and see. I noticed a question. In case I forgot to click save to the drop button, does it save uh, automatically? Okay, from Nor Shahada. So that's a good question. So just in case you forgot to actually save like the draft, I'm assuming that you talking about your post. Okay. Um, you will have to actually recreate it. So do make sure you hit a save drop, okay? Um, because unlike like document, so if you click like something in the document, if you do some formatting, if you do some editing and you forgot to hit save, in fact, there's no save button. You'll be automatically saved every minute. So you know, then the document you don't have to hit save, okay. So then yep, so that's creating assignments. And then we have quiz assignments. So I always receive some question regarding this. So what's the difference in between assignment and quiz assignment? So quiz assignment, when you hit on this, basically it creates a Google form automatically, okay, for you to assign the student a quiz. So that's a difference, okay. When you create assignment, you can attach just basically anything. And if you hit on quiz assignment, you automatically create a quiz form. Of course, you will need to edit by hitting the quiz over there, and you can actually edit the quiz, okay. But today we're not going to go through this step. And of course, the same thing for any other settings, that you need to set the due dates, you need to set a topic, you need to set a title and everything, okay. Okay, can a mark set into grades like A, B, C, etc.? So for neural, yes, you can do that in a way. I will actually show it to you in the settings later on. Okay, so let's just continue here, and I will show it later on. And yeah, the next thing we're gonna look at is to create a question. So this is slightly different, and this is like very interesting because you can actually use it as a way to quick test your student right after a session. So by asking a question on like your stream, okay, on your classwork stream. So when you hit on this question, I can also okay, I can join the Google Meet session directly in my Google Classroom. Okay, let's say I want them to answer me yes or no. Okay, true or false? True, false. All right. I can join a Google Meet session directly in my Google Classroom. Okay, so as a question, I said the options, multiple choice. There are two types of question type you can ask. So one type is multiple choice, another type is short answer if you want them to respond to you with some of the short answer. For example, which tool is a tool that you use for video conferencing in G Suite? So that's gonna be Google Meet. Okay, so that's a type of question you can use short answer, and or else you can actually let them choose multiple choice. I like multiple choice because it seems to me like it's very interactive because I can allow the student to see the class summary. Okay, on the right hand side, I can see here, I can actually allow them to see the class summary if I want to. So once they vote the answer, they can see overall, like all the students, who are the students who actually answer A, who are the students who actually answer B, okay? And same thing, set a point, due date, and S, okay? Once you actually ask the questions, it will actually before on the top here, okay? So here's how you can see it. So student can actually click into it, view question, and they can choose the answer. And then once they have chosen the answer, they can see how many students have actually answered that. All right, so that's a question. And we have material. So material here is basically for you to upload any material for the student to read, for the student to refer to take it as a reference for the work. Okay, so it can be anything, it can be video, it can be, let's say, you have actually recorded your online teaching session in Google Meet, which I will show you how do you record it later, and you want to attach it to your Google Classroom as a part of teaching material for those of students who actually miss your online class, so that they can actually rewatch it back. You can actually attach it in your material here. Okay, same thing, you can create all sort of like G Suite document, and also you can attach it using the add button. Okay, and of course you can reuse your post as well. So for example, I ask a question, I send an assignment within this class, but I don't want to recreate the same thing, retype the same thing in other class. Can I do that? Yes, you can. So you click on reuse post, and you just go and select the post that you have actually posted previously, okay, and send it over to uh, other classes. Okay, you actually, so it takes quite a while to load. It's okay, I think we'll reload this part. Okay, yep. So we get to see, like, okay, we need to select a class first. Let's say I want to select this class, science. Okay, there's no post yet. I'm gonna try another class. Yep, there are some posts over here. So for example, I want to repost this one to other class. So I'm just gonna click it. Okay, you can choose to create new copies of attachment or not. So in this case, no. I'm just gonna use back the same thing, and I hit on reuse. Okay, and you're going to be brought into the create assignment page. So here's where you can actually re-edit everything, and here you can actually assign it to other classes. Okay, and now 5 classes and I hit assign. Okay, from Annie. For quiz assignment, can we ask students to write in paragraph? It happened to me once when all my pupils scored 0 when I put their marks. Okay, that's an interesting question. So for quiz, obviously, like for quiz, normally, it's more recommended. It's more advisable for you to kind of like um, give certain questions that allow them to have a fixed answer instead of open-ended questions, so that because quiz you can actually enable auto marking. So if you enable the auto mark and it's an open-ended question, so they're going to be marked as 0 because everybody is going to be having like open-ended answer and different answers. So they're gonna score 0. So it's more recommended for you to actually ask a question like a more straightforward question. For example, they get to go straight to just one answer. Okay. So we have actually looked at reuse the post and topic here. Obviously, like you can actually create different type of topic to categorize your assignment, your post. Okay, so that it's easier for you for long term. As you can see over here, I've only like assigned a few of the assignment, but it's already like in a list. So for long run, it's gonna be challenging for you to look back for certain posts that you have actually posted in the past. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is for you to create the Google Meet link. Okay, for those of you who cannot see the link over here, you can go to settings. Okay, and you scroll down to general. You can see over here there is a Google Meet section that I do not have any link over here and is not visible to my students. I can generate a Meet link. Okay, so when I click on generate Meet link, so a link is gonna be automatically generated for me. Okay, but by default it's not gonna be visible to the student, so which means you can see it, but it doesn't mean your student can see it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on. Okay, it's already on, sorry. Okay, so you can turn it on or off. Okay, so in this case we're gonna turn it on, and before we save it, okay, we get to see here. So earlier we have a friend here called, okay, Noro. Yeah, so she actually asked a question. Okay, um, can the marks set into grades like ABC and etc.? Yeah, you can actually weight it by category. So you can add mark categories, and you can categorize them into different category. All right, so I'm just gonna put total points, and I'm gonna show you the meat part. So I'm gonna hit save. Okay, and then I have a meat here, and I go to stream. Yeah, I already have a link over here. Okay, and something I want to highlight to you, something I want to show you, so that you are actually aware of this. um, So right now I have a link visible to the student. You can see there's an icon, like a video call icon. So let's give it a try. If I turn it off and hit save, so it's gonna show you as it's not visible to the student. Okay, when you see this, it means that your student cannot see a link. Okay, so let's just turn it back on. And I'm going into the Google Meet now. Okay, so right now is a time that we cover Google Meet. So when you go into the Google Meet link, this is what you can see on the left hand side. Okay, you're gonna see your own webcam. You're gonna see yourself over there, and you get to see your microphone button, and then your video button, and your setting buttons. Okay, and in the video. So under the settings, you can actually turn on captions. So let's say if you're speaking English for your lesson, this is going to be good for you because um, let's say your students they are in an environment that they cannot hear well, so they can always like read your caption. So as you talk, the caption will be, the subtitle will be actually showing at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we have settings here, so which is something that we're going to cover now. So when I go into settings, okay, I get to see which microphone that I'm going to use. So in this case, I have my external microphone being plugged in, so I'm going to select external microphone and speakers. So you can select that just in case you have multiple speakers plugged into your computer. And then you have video. Okay, this is the part that we were talking about, like um, some students, they have like some connection problem. Okay, they are using data, or they are um, or even yourself, let's say if you're using data, you do not want to consume that much of data, your phone data. So we can actually lower down the resolution that being sent out, as in like our video, we can limit it, or we can actually even limit the resolution that we receive. Okay, so um, by default it should be standard definition, so which is like just normal. You're not gonna see HD video. Okay, which is not gonna, it's gonna consume like much lesser data. Okay, which is good for you when you have poor internet connection. So receive resolution. So for example, you have a lot of students, they are actually having like playing their video, right? So you think that, okay, for this lesson it's not necessary for you to see their face. At the same time, you are using your phone data, and which is going to be consuming a lot of data. If you run the video, you can choose to receive audio only, so which means you hear, okay, you hear them talking, but you don't see their video. All right. And camera, yeah, you, if you have multiple camera going on, if you have like external camera being plugged into your computer, you can actually select it over here. Okay, and you can actually see yourself on the right hand side here. There is a little box. All right, so once you check everything is done, yeah, so just in case you want to test it out, your speaker, you can always click on the test button. You can hear the beep sound. If the beep sound actually comes out from your speaker, it means your speaker works. And um, microphone, so let's say if you see this like little green, the wave thing is actually moving, it means your microphone is working and Google Meet is actually receiving your voice. Okay, it works now, so it's time for us to join. But before we join, basically um, a few things. Okay, you can actually share with your student as well. So as we understand that sometimes like there are students, um, they might be a little bit um, they might be a little bit naughty, so they will make a lot of noises in the classroom. So you might want to actually tell them to mute the microphone, which they can actually hit on the mute microphone button before they join. Okay, so that when they join the class, um, just in case they are late, um, it wouldn't be disturbing the class. Okay, and turn off the camera if you do not want to show yourself to them. So, and then we have join now and present button over here. So what's the difference? So when you hit on present, basically it's gonna present straight away your screen, okay, without showing your video, but present your screen into the call. So which means you're gonna join in with your screen. So which is not recommended, because I believe that you want to have some time to have some preparation, right? So you can actually hit on join now. Okay, then you will join into the video, and you can actually close this. And yeah, so you see yourself in the video, and if there's anyone within the call, you can basically see everyone there. Okay, and here's the turn on caption button. Okay, it works only for English at the moment. Hopefully it will actually support some other languages in the future. you have present now, which we'll talk about it later, and then we have more options. Okay, and I noticed one of our friends he actually asked, can you show us how to use grid view and meet attendance? Um, for the meet attendance, I believe that's like a third party plugin, which I'm I'm afraid that we wouldn't be able to cover that because for this session is mainly focused on the official G Suite for Education tool, which is like Google Meet and Google Classroom. But I can show you the grid view because the grid view is now available within Google Meet itself. So which right now we're gonna go into change layout. Okay, so a lot of people who have actually used Zoom before, they always prefer the grid view, which in Google Meet, it's being called as tiled view. So you can actually select different type of view over here, okay, by hitting this button at the bottom right and go to settings, sorry, not settings, and go to your change layout, okay, and you have sidebar, which the main person who is talking will be showing as the main highlight, and then the sidebar of other people who are not talking, and then we have spotlight, which they'll only show one person at a time, which is like now, okay, and we have tile, which is the grid view that you mentioned, and most of the people would prefer it that way, um, just like Zoom that you used before, okay. And then we have present now. So um, I'm gonna show you something really interesting. So a lot of teachers, they use video for teaching, so they like to make the teaching more interesting by showing some YouTube video. So but they um, encounter a problem, which is like when they start to play the YouTube video, students are not able to hear the video sound, okay. So right now Google Meet has actually released a new update, which is for you to present a Chrome tab, okay, that you can actually play the video within that tab. Your student will be able to hear it. So I'll show it to you how it works. So let's open up a new tab here. Let's say I'm gonna show some YouTube video. Okay, I open up my YouTube tab, and right now I'm gonna present my YouTube tab. So when you select a YouTube tab, okay, and by default, the share audio option is actually checked. So which means whatever that's happening within that tab, the audio, it will be actually sent over to your attendees, okay? So share. So once you share, you'll be able to see a little bar on the top there showing that you're sharing this tab to meet.google.com. So which means when you play a video, people will be able to hear the sound from this tab. All right. And I'm just gonna stop sharing. Okay, so and the next thing we're gonna look at is recording your session. Okay, so when you go to the bottom right, you can actually see a record meeting button over here. When you hit on this, you will be able to record your whole session and share it with those students who actually missed out your session later on. So when you hit on this button, you actually have a message that pop out saying that you need to make sure that your student actually is aware that you are recording the session, okay. This is due to privacy issue, and Google is actually really looking at this issue like seriously. So do make sure the parents or the students, they are aware that you are recording the session, okay. You just have to hit accept, and you'll be able to see a gray little icon on the top left for a few seconds, and then it will change to red color. It means the session is being recorded. All right. So, and how do you get this video? how do you get this recorded video? So you just have to hit on stop recording button, so which is the same as where you hit on the record session and you hit on it, it will say like the recording will be saved in whose Google Drive. Okay, in this case, yeah, I'm pretty sure like a lot of you will ask, okay, my student actually joined into the Google Meet link through Google Classroom, and then my recorded session actually go into his or her Google Drive. How can I overcome that problem? Because my student always join into the session before me and they become the host, right? So yeah, once you hit stop recording, it will be saved into the host Google Drive. So, and how can you overcome the problem of letting your student become the host? So I'm pretty sure you want to know this, right? So instead of using the Google Meet link in your Google Classroom, what you can do, or what I would recommend you to do, is to open up your Google Calendar and go to the particular day and set an online class session. Okay, and in that case, you will get a link without letting your student become the host. And you will always be the host. No matter how many times you leave the session, you will still be the host. Okay. Online class, and I will have to hit the create, okay, Google Meet button, and I will set a time, 12:30. That's fine, and save. Okay, and what you have to do is that you have to do one more step, is to copy by hitting this button, copy the link over here and share it to your Google Classroom. Okay, make it as an announcement. Next online classes link. Okay, I paste it here and I hit post. So exactly the same thing they can do, they can join to the class. Okay, but what's difference is that you'll always be the host, and when you record a meeting, when you record the session, you will always be saved in your Google Drive, and then you can use it for any of the purposes later within the school. Okay, so and let's go back. So, and of course, on the top right here, you get to see who is actually in your session, and then you get to switch to chat where you get to interact with your student. Let's say they are on mute and they want to say something, they want to ask a question, they can always send a question here. Okay, um, and you get to see the time and your own video. All right, so let's go back to Google Classroom. So basically we have cover, stream, classwork, and people. Okay, people basically is like is where you get to see all your students, and let's say you have other teacher join into your session here, you get to see them here as well, who are the teachers. Okay, it's very straightforward. And then you have marks. So basically the marks, okay, that you have actually set for all the assignment, you will be actually shown here. Okay, you'll be actually shown here, and you can actually edit directly from here if you want to. Okay, edit the assignment and the points. Okay, and it will show you the class average if you have enough data for Google Classroom to show it to you. Okay, you can see the score of students, each student for each every assignment. Okay, everything under marks. All right, so basically, okay, we have covered like pretty much everything about Google Classroom and Google Meet for today. So and right now it's gonna be like the Q&A session for everybody to ask a question. So please feel free to ask any question if you have any here. Okay, let me check. Okay, at the moment there is no any questions. So if you do not have any question, please feel free to actually let us know like what sort of classes like you would like to know, you would like to learn in the future. Let's say you have something else about Jesuit for education you would like to learn, and you wish that we have actually some of the webinar session for you. Feel free to let us know. Visit our website, follow our Facebook page, and we hope that we will be able to actually host some other webinars for you. Okay. And let's see. Okay, I'll just give you guys like for another couple minutes to see if you guys have any more questions. Okay, before we call it a day. And also, like, thank you very much for everybody to join this session. Okay, taking your time to join the session. Okay, I see a question here regarding present now function. Regarding present now. Okay, regarding the present now function. Okay, so I will show you again. So let's say you are on the video. Okay, if you hit on present now, you can see uh three different options here. One is your entire screen, another one is a window, and one more is a Chrome tab. So we covered the Chrome tab, which is for you to play a video. But also, okay, you can actually share another window. So for example, you just want your audience to see one of the window instead of seeing the whole screen. You can actually select which window you want them to see. All right, and that's a window. Okay, and if you prefer to just show everything on the screen, you can actually click on share everything on the screen. All right, and hi, for grades, can I only see my English subject instead of seeing all other subjects in the class? Um, so for the grades, normally you set it by subject. So I believe that you can only see one subject. You have to set it one by one. You cannot actually set it for all subjects at the same time. Yeah. So question from Chia, how can we get this video to listen and watch again? So it'll be recorded in our Facebook page. So um, do actually follow the Facebook page, and later on it'll be available there for you to rewatch again. Okay. How to present our slides like PowerPoint, but at the same time we can see our student at the same tab. Okay. Um, you mean like you want to present your PowerPoint at the same time you still want to see your student. Okay, what I would recommend you to do is that to have a second screen going on. Just like what I'm doing is that I'm actually seeing you guys the comments on the second screen, and on my main screen I'm actually presenting my stuff, so that will make things easier. Yeah. Okay, because if you want to use like some external platforms such as like PowerPoint, um, it's gonna make it a little bit tricky for you um, because that's external. So you have to basically basically you have to control the external platform with your whole full screen. So it's not gonna make it easy for you to see your student and also your another platform at the same time. Yeah, which I don't recommend you. So or you can actually try out Google Slides if you like, which is relatively similar to PowerPoint. Yeah. No, I mean overall marks of that particular subject. Can I only see my subject? Oh, okay. For overall marks, basically you can only see your own subject because I believe you're talking about oops. So I believe you are talking about this, right? So this one, the overall mark, it's actually showing the marks and the assignment within this class only. So let's say if you have another subject, it's gonna be in another class. So it's gonna be showing in another class's overall mark. Okay, so not to worry about that. About a grid view, how to flip to another page to see the rest of the students. Let's say the screen only show 25 students while 30 students join me. You can actually scroll the screen. Okay. All right, we have actually let me see if any question more. Okay, I've answered all the questions, and we have actually over time for like 12 minutes now. Okay, so I wouldn't take up much of the time for today, and thank you for asking other questions. So if you have any more questions, like anything, any suggestions, any topic suggestions that you want to send it over to us, you wish that we can actually host a webinar for you, please feel free to send us and let us know. Okay, and we will try to plan it. We'll try to plan for you, and probably we will try to cover something like the third party too uh, in the next session. Hopefully we can actually do that sometime, because I noticed like we have some friends here actually mentioned about the mark attendance, so which is a third party too that we are actually not covering today. Because that's like not part of the official tool. So we believe, we hope that we can actually share some information on that one day soon in the next session. So please stay tuned on our Facebook page and follow us. We have a lot of webinars going on every week, different types of webinars. So yeah, follow us, and thank you very much for joining. I will see you guys again next time.